Morning, everybody. So third important function of Indian Parliament, the Parliament of India is lawmaking. It is responsible for the lawmaking. Parliament is responsible for lawmaking. Am I audible? Okay. So the Parliament has an important role in making of law. New law. Law is what? Law is what? When a bill or a resolution passed by the Parliament is known as a law. When a bill is passed by the Parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President's approval, it becomes as a law. So the Parliament has a significant role in a law-making procedure. It has made the newer law. Parliament makes the newer law. Parliament makes new law or take changes in an existing law. Take changes in existing law means amendments. Those law which enacted in 1950, if they needs a certain kind of changes, such changes are occurred in Parliament. Through the Parliament, we can change the existing law, which is known as a amendment. So Parliament has an important role in making of a new law and changing the existing ones. The proposal to pass a new law, or change an existing law is known as a bill. Bill is what? This is as a proposal which has introduced by the ruling party in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, which is generally as in relation to new law or change in an existing law. Clear? So regarding as a law-making process, we will discuss in the next chapter, understanding law, because there are 3 readings are there. First reading, second reading, third reading, in which as a discussions are organized in a step-by-step in both the houses, in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Discussions are held in between of debates are organized in between of ruling and opposition parties. Clear? We will discuss about this in a next chapter, understanding law. Now the last part of this chapter is who are the people in Parliament? Who are the people in Parliament? Generally in Parliament, what kind of people are present? People are present. Am I audible? So in Parliament, generally there are people, the members of a Parliament are known as the MPs. They are known as the MPs, member of Parliament. So the member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they are generally known as the member of parliaments, which are elected by the citizens of a country. Such members of Parliament are elected by the citizens of country. Citizens of country. So all the citizens of India, they elect their representatives which are elected from each constituency. Such representatives which are elected from constituency. Constituency. So all the citizens of a country, they collectively elect the citizens of, sorry, collectively elects the members of parliament. Members of parliament are directly elected by the citizens of our country, through elections. So in parliament, there are certain number of seats are the reserved. Certain number of seats are reserved, means procured for the certain communities. For example, a scheduled caste community, scheduled tribes, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, people which belong from the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, people belong from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, their seats are reserved in parliament. Because certain number of the constituencies are there which are reserved. Hoshiarpur constituency is reserved for them. Hoshiarpur constituency is reserved for the women. It is reserved for the only women. Means during the elections, only the women candidate, it will contest in elections. Women candidate will contest in elections from Hoshiarpur. Same as the other areas are there where the SC/ST communities, their seats are the reserved. Why do the such seats are the reserved? Through which the reservation, such communities, for example, the women which are facing as a discrimination in society, women face discrimination in society, they can protect themselves in India. They can protect or raise the issues associated with the women discrimination in society. Women discrimination in society, such issues, it can be as a raise through the reservation which has given in our parliament. 33% of seats in parliament are reserved for the women. 33% of seats in parliament are reserved for women. Reserved for women. It is issues of this kind that force the country to ask certain difficult and often unresolved questions about whether our democratic system is representative enough. So certain number of issues are there which are still as unresolved in our society. We try to resolve through the sessions organized in parliament. Sessions organized in parliaments. So a person which becomes as a member of a parliament, for their role, there are certain qualifications of the member of parliament. What qualifications are desirable for the member of parliament? Means which person which can contest in elections, as a member of parliament. First, what are the conditions marked in a constitution to elect members of parliament? A member of a Lok Sabha and a Rajya Sabha, it has basically elected on the behalf of a certain conditions. First, it should be an Indian. Means the foreigners, the person which has not having their Indian citizenship, it can't take part in elections. It should be an Indian. Second, it shouldn't bankrupt. The person shouldn't bankrupt. Bankrupt means the person, it shouldn't convicted under any criminal case. उसके अगेंस्ट कोई क्रिमिनल केस ना चलता हो, उसके अगेंस्ट कोई केस ना हुआ हो. क्लियर? पहले हो चुके हैं, नो प्रॉब्लम. But during the time of the nomination, when a candidate, it filed their nomination for the elections, Bhumika, it's a 8th class. Bhumika, it's 8th class. Yes, the person which earlier has convicted in any of a criminal charges, it should be as a free at the time of a nomination. जब फॉर्म्स भरे जाते हैं इलेक्शंस के लिए, द पर्सन एज अ कैंडिडेटर अंडर सच सर्कमस्टांसेस इट शुड बी एज अ फ्री फ्रॉम द ऑल द केसेस, सो इट शुडंट बैंकरप्ट. डन. थर्ड एज लिमिट एज अ 25 years, minimum age as 25 years, that's it, nothing else. So these are the basic qualifications. In constitution there is not marked any of educational qualifications for them. Means if a person is an illiterate, belonged from India, it's the Indian citizen, it is as freed from all the cases, all the criminal charges, and their age is more than 25 years, that person, it can contest in elections. It can contest in elections. Either it belongs from any caste, religion, gender group. So it can contest in elections. But to protect a certain communities, there is as a reservation given in a constitution. Reservation given in constitution to the certain communities through which they can protect themselves. They can protect and raise their issues associated with it. Raise the issues associated with this. So due to the reservation in a parliament, reservation of women in a parliament, the law is more favorable for women. Law is more favorable for women. Before of 1990s, the crime against women, it was higher. Crime against women means after those women after the marriage, these were highly affected by the exploitation by their in-laws. But due to the law, different number of a law which enacted under the Domestic Violence Act, it protected women in society, housewives protected in society, in their families, due to the reservation which has given in a parliament, through which women, they raising such issues which are associated with the problems related with women in society. Problems related with women in society. Another example is there. Succession Act, Hindu Succession Act, which was enacted in 1950, which states that only the males can take as the share in parental properties. Parental properties. Constitution enacted, it enforced on a 1950, and modification occurred in a constitution in 2005, means after 55 years. When the women, they raised the issue, women, it should be, girls should also be take the share as equivalent to the males in their parental property. That's why in 2005, Hindu Succession Amendment Act passed. Amendment means change the existing law. That law which enacted in 1950, this modified with the giving a share to the women, girls, wives, mothers in their parental property. In their parental property, the girls can also take share in parental property with the as marked under the Hindu Succession Amendment Act. Clear? 2005. 2005. This was our chapter. Any questions? So any queries related with this chapter? Anybody? Those who are having any questions related with this chapter, they can ask. Yes. Anybody else? Any questions? Any questions? So let's start exercise. Exercise, that back exercise. There is a one question. Yes, one question. Why do you think our national movement supported the idea supported the idea that all adults have a right to vote. So after the independence or during the colonial rule, why do the nationalist leaders which contributed in the national movements against of the Britishers, they thought that right to vote should given to all as equally. So what were the reasons? During colonial rule, during British rule or colonial rule, arbitrary government, arbitrary arbitrary government worked in India, which restricted certain freedoms of Indians, like first, newspapers and means of media can't publish news in criticism of British policies. They can't publish the news in criticism of British policies because Britishers, they enacted a Vernacular Press Act enacted by the Britishers in 1878. According to this act, this law, if any of a newspaper published the news against of British Empire, under such circumstances, they banned on their functioning. Clear? Second point. First point is the freedom of press and media, newspaper and media, restricted by Britishers, in which they can't publish criticism of British policies. That's it. Second point. They Britishers restricted the movement of people in different parts of society. Means in a public places, they marked as the Indians are not allowed. In most number of public places, like as a cinema halls, restaurants, hotels, they generally as a mark that the Indians are not allowed. So through which as the freedom of Indians it violated. Third, Britishers given right to vote. Britishers given right to vote to certain communities in certain constituencies, not in all over the country. They allowed to the Indians to cast their votes. Only in a limited number of places they allowed a limited Indians, means only the males were allowed to cast their votes. Males were allowed to cast their votes in certain number of the places, not in all over the India. Clear? Fourth, why do as the nationalist leaders they favored that the right to vote it should be as given to all? They demanded that, fourth reason, they demanded that their be elected members in the legislature. There be elected members in the legislature. There be elected members in the legislature with a right to discuss, and ask questions. Right to discuss and ask questions related with administration. Related with administration. Clear? Related with administration. Is that clear? Yes, Jayant?
Sir, ये last point repeat कर दो.
Last point is, they demanded, nationalist leaders demanded that there be elected members in the legislature, with a right to discuss, and ask questions, related with administration. Clear? Related with administration. Jayant done? Jayant Khajuria done? Related with administration. So this was our chapter. Why do we need a parliament? Clear? So any of the questions related with this chapter? Why do we need a parliament? Parliament, this is as a representative body which gives us the opportunities to Indians to elect their representatives, and such representatives are responsible to solve their problems which are associated with the society. Such problems sorted out in parliament through enactment of a new law which are introduced. So any of the questions related with this chapter? Anybody? Our next chapter is understanding law. Next chapter is understanding law. So if you are having still any of the queries related with why do we need a parliament, you can ask. Understanding law. So as we read, law is what? Law is generally a condition. Law are the conditions used in society. Law are the conditions, LAW, law are the conditions used in society for its proper functioning. For the proper functioning of society, when certain number of conditions are marked, is known as law, which is known as a law. The Parliament has an important role. The Parliament of India has an important role in law-making process. In making of a new law, Parliament has played the important role. Parliament contributes in making of a new law, or change existing law. Change in existing law. Law is generally when a proposal is generally introduced in introduced in Parliament, proposal introduced in Parliament, proposal introduced in Parliament is known as bill. Is known as bill, B-I-L-L. Bill generally has a proposal when assembly in session. When assembly, when Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they are in session, under such circumstances, when proposal introduced in a assembly, it is known as bill. But sometimes assembly is not in session. Assembly is not in session. Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they are not in session or in between of two sessions. For example, budget session is generally occur in February and March. Monsoon session occurred on July and August. So in between of March to the July, April and May, and June, in these 3 months, if any of a matter or a proposal which is associated to make as a law for the people, it is known as resolution. Resolution means when assembly is not in session, when assembly is not in session, when assembly is not in session, under such circumstances, proposal passed by the president is known as resolution. Proposal passed by the president is known as resolution. Now pay attention. As you read earlier, in our country, the rule of majority is there. That party which having as a majority number of seats in elections, in general elections, it can only make the government. That party makes the government. So if the assembly is not in a session, majority party, the ruling party, already having the majority number of their candidates won in a general elections, so it can make as a proposal एक application form में होगा. Below of that particular proposal, there will be as all those members which belong from the ruling party or in a majority party, they will sign. The signing of that document means they agreed with that particular statement which has given under the proposal. So that document, it will be as a sent towards a president by the Prime Minister of the country for approval. If President of India, it approve it, then it becomes as a law. For the enforcement, the judiciary is responsible. Judiciary is Supreme Court. Judiciary is responsible in our country to check that whether a law is used by the people or not. When a people are not utilizing a law, not using a law, means law is not suitable for a society. Under such circumstances, judiciary having the power to return the law to the assembly, return law towards the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha for the reconsideration. For enforcement. It's the other thing that the people are opposing. People opposing the such law. People oppose such law in a present. If the judiciary interfere in a such matter, Supreme Court interfere in such matter, it can return a law to the assembly for the reconsideration. If the Supreme Court consider the law needs as some kind of the changes, such kind of a changes or suggestions, it can be as a recommend or a suggest by the judiciary. judiciary to the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha to change the law. That law which has passed by which approved by the assembly, passed by the President of India, it can be as a reconsider if judiciary, the Supreme Court of India, it interfere. Clear? It interfere. On such circumstances, it can be as a reconsider by the assembly. Clear? So those laws which enacted after the independence of our country, but before of the independence during a colonial rule, in which a different number of law were there, which violated such law violated the freedoms of people. Certain number of law enacted by the Britishers which restricted the freedom of Indians. For example, Sedition Act of 1870. Sedition Act of 1870. Sedition Act of 1870. According to this act, any person, it can be arrested. Any person, it can be arrested whosoever protest or criticizing the British policies. Whosoever protesting or criticizing the British government, it can be as an arrest and sent behind the bars without any trial. Trial means court hearings. Without any court hearings, it will sent behind the bars. Clear? This was as a Sedition Act. Second example, Vernacular Press Act. Vernacular Press Act. Vernacular, VERNACULAR. Vernacular Press Act, 1878. This act restricted the freedom of press. Means, press, it can't publish the news in which the British policies criticized. If any of a newspaper, it published a news for the criticism of a British Empire, such press, their functioning, it was as stopped by the Britishers. Clear? One more example is there, Rowlatt Act, which has given on your books. Rowlatt Act, that picture which has showing on your page number 44. Page number 44, Rowlatt Act passed in 1919. According to this act, according to the Rowlatt Act, if anywhere in society means in marketplaces, in public places, anywhere in society, two or more than two individuals standing, अगर कहीं पर भी दो या दो से ज्यादा लोग खड़े दिखें, according to this act, Rowlatt Act, if two or more than two individuals standing anywhere in a public places, it can arrest, such people can arrest without any trial. It can arrest and sent behind the bars. Sent behind the bars means the social freedom of a people, it violated through the Rowlatt Act. So against of this enactment of a Rowlatt Act, Jallianwala Bagh massacre occurred. Jallianwala Bagh, which was occurred on 13th April 1919, in which a large number of people, in hundreds of people, they were assembled in Jallianwala Bagh. They assembled in Jallianwala Bagh. Why? Because Britishers, they states that not anywhere two or more than two individuals they can stand, but there were a large number of people assembled against of a law. Against of a law. So on such disarmed individuals, General Dyer, it opened fire, in which the hundreds of people died. As per the British records, 1237 Indians these were died. But the number of newspapers which published the news on the very next day after this Jallianwala Bagh massacre, their number it was in a more than 2,000. More than 2,000 such people which sacrifice their lives for the prestige of a nation, because they opposed the British policy in which they restricted the social freedoms of Indians. Social freedoms of Indians. Clear? Till there any doubts? Till there any doubts? Jallianwala Bagh massacre generally occurred against of the incident of a Rowlatt Act, which was passed in 1917, in which anywhere in a public places, not more than the two individuals, they can stand or discuss any matter. Clear? So this one for today.